Do you ever feel that you talk about your problems over and over again, but you really don't notice that much of a difference in yourself? The change is not there that you want it to be. That's because you're working in the conscious language channel, as opposed to the instinctive, primitive, unconscious channel that is the foundation of our brain's activity. I'm Helen Brenner, and I'm a certified professional coach specializing in NLP and hypnosis for success. And what I have here for you today is a worksheet to help you get in touch with your brain in the way it learns the best. So, a little background into the basics of the human brain. When we're born, we are pre language, but we are not unable to communicate. We communicate through our sensory channel, which is see, hear, feel, taste, and smell. I'm not going to get into the taste and smell here, but I'm going to get into the see, hear, feel, which is the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. It's really important to be able to understand how your brain is communicating and how brains communicate in general in order to understand how to get them to be different. You have to go back to an instinctive brain. That instinctive brain learned by seeing the world around, hearing the world around, and feeling the world around. And we did it by emulating each other, watching somebody walking, watching somebody eating, listening to somebody speaking, watching how their mouth moved when they formed words. All of these things we learn through our visual, auditory, and kinesthetic channels. When it comes to change work, we have to get into the same place. And the reason we have to get into the same place is because through our life, we have encoded information based on our experience, based on things that we went through, based on things that people told us. And we created patterns of behavior that are either functioning for us or likely not functioning well for us. Every moment that we are in existence, our brain is coding something in. It's creating patterns that teach it how to respond the next time it experiences that again. We have to get into the part of the brain that does the coding and the remembering. When you're going through life, you didn't get a chance to choose your experiences. You didn't get a chance to choose what you know and you learn. It was all kind of thrown at you. And now we need to take the opportunity to get in there and find out what it learned and how it's running this today by accessing the same channels it learned through in the first place. The only way you're going to be able to do that is by starting to communicate with it in the way it's trying to communicate to you. A lot of people will feel things and numb it down, push it down, run from it. A lot of people will hear or see things and ignore it. But that's your unconscious mind communicating to you. It's not there to bug you. It's there to serve you. And so once we start to communicate with it, or at least listen to it, to be open to what it has to say, then we can start really beginning to make the changes that you really want in your life. And so I've created this worksheet to help you get a better understanding of what the see, hear, feel does, and some questions for you to get a better idea of how your brain is communicating. So you can start to recognize those voices that you hear, or those feelings that you're experiencing, or things that you're seeing. Once you go through that, look for the emails that I'm going to be sending out that's going to give you more information on brain science, how the brain learns, how the brain changes, why the brain does what the brain does. I hope this information is a beginning for you to start being able to connect better with your own mind, because it's so important to be able to take your mind, clear out what you don't want, and tell your brain what you want it to do for you going forward. I think that the more information people have, the better they can serve themselves, and the more they know how to find what they really need. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at hello@helenbrennercoaching.com, or click the button at the bottom and set up a complimentary call. And let's talk about how we can make your changes in your life